What Feng Shui attributes do you see in successful people?
I think the most important for a lot of successful businesses are sustainability of the business, right? They are already able to achieve a certain level, getting to where they are. Getting rich sometimes can be lucky, right? But staying rich requires real skills and tools. So our job as Feng Shui practitioners is to look for an environment where they could continue to thrive and keep that momentum going. So that's what we do for them. Right? They don't need us to create the opportunities. They already have the opportunities. They just need to make sure that they're able to sustain their wealth. Continuity is the key.
What can a homeowner do to make sense of proper Feng Shui? And what do you think is more hearsay than fact when talking about metaphysics?
Well, there are a lot of things that are hearsays only because they obviously might have some roots from the true systems. But the question is basically you must start with what you want to achieve. You see, normally when we talk to business owners and homeowners, you have to start off with the goal. Why are you using Feng Shui and what are you using it for? Right? And if that goal is clear, then you know the right system of methods to use. For example, some people say you need to use water in so and so sector, and some you hear counter voices say don't do that. Well, that's because the two different people have different goals. Right? If you need certain opportunities, for example, you need to enhance a sector, we normally use the water method. But sometimes you want to negate an illness, then you don't use water. You use a different method, so you don't put the water. So if you hear the, opposing voices, it is because maybe you changed your goals or you didn't explain properly what your original intention was when you're using the Feng Shui.
What Feng Shui practices are still valid and which ones are no longer relevant?
A lot of no longer relevant are item placement. So a lot of times people will talk about, you need to put this toad here, you need to put this dragon here, you put this tiger here, and then this auspicious painting. Those are not relevant. Those are actually created by a lot of people who wanted to sell the painting in the first place and sell that frog to you in the first place.
When it comes to valid and prevalent practices of Feng Shui, what should we pay close attention to?
Alignment to directions. Right, so it's very easy to align to your personal directions. If you find out what your own personal direction, let's say it's east direction, well, you can align maybe your study desk or your work desk or maybe your home to that direction, and you'll be able to tap to that energy. It's so easy to do.
What are the most auspicious dates for renovating or moving into a new house?
That is, if you want to start on a date that has a positive vibration, you have less accidents, less problems, less conflicts. So some of these dates, it's like starting a project. Why do people want to launch a project on a good date? Right? It's because on an important date, people work together, they more jive, the energy is vibrating at the same level. When you vibrate your own energy at a level that is consistent with what you want, you manifest that reality.
Let's talk about the small wins. What small actions can anyone take right away to improve their life at work or in the home?
Oh, the most easiest thing is flow. You see, parts of your house might be not consistent with flow. Like there's a certain blockage, you put too much. Some people go shopping, they keep all the boxes, right? It's the stack of the place and obstruct flow. Now, if you live in a house where energy is stuck, your life is also stuck. So one of the easiest thing to do is get rid of all these things and be unstuck. Let the energy flow and you immediately feel better. So easy to do.
Is item placement still considered valid in Feng Shui?
Item placement is not valid at all because it is actually more in line with people who want to, basically their decorations and they want you to have it. But in real Feng Shui, it's all about alignment to actual energies in the environment. So it's got nothing to do with the product placement, right? There's no harm placing it, but it doesn't serve you a purpose in Feng Shui. You can buy anything you want to put. If you can afford a crystal and all that, why not have it? But it's not a Feng Shui solution. A Feng Shui solution has something to do with direction, the orientation of a property or the sector in which you're using the property. And more importantly, what are you using it for, right? In business, maybe you want to hire a certain talent, maybe you want to attract certain talent in you, or maybe you want to keep morals of the company and people high so that everyone's happy and they're more, in sync with your goals. Then you use energy. You don't try and put, a ball here or some wind chimes in and try to achieve that.